Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. Still here in Toronto. I gotta check out of my Airbnb though in about an hour, so we know exactly how long the maximum of this video can possibly be. And yeah, but I'm still here one more day. So after I check out at like 11, I'm gonna go find a coffee shop because I can't check into my new one. So if you are in Toronto and you have my direct contact, I'll be working at, I don't know, some coffee shop somewhere downtown for the next 3 or 4 hours or something. All right, let's go straight to screen share. I don't really have anything else. Yeah, really good workshop yesterday, by the way. Those that came, I think that was my best video yet for those that were at the workshop. I might take some parts of that because I did a lot of mock live trading towards the end. Maybe I'll do that as a standalone and send it to some other, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, let me not promise anything, but felt really good about that workshop yesterday. So I think it was about 16 or 17 people. Hey, thanks for coming out, guys. Really appreciate it. And tonight there's an event. Hold on, let me pull up a flyer here. There's an event tonight. This is it, right there. So come on out. It's only $10. So just to cover the cost of the venue for the organizers. Probably gonna be a bunch of people there. It'll be really good. I'm speaking. Mike and Space is gonna speak. Rodolfo of OpenDime and the new hardware wallet. Can't wait for them to launch that. And yeah, so come out. 291 King Street here in Toronto. Starts about 5 p.m. We'll hang out there for the evening. I mean, my flight is until the next day, so that's good. All right. Let's get to the charts. My typical disclaimer on educational tools, learn trading. If you are new to trading, you have to read this section. I woke up this anyway. I'll talk about the trolls later. Section 6 is what I focus on. In section 6, if you are too lazy to click on all of these links that say TD next to them, the two that I recommend are the first one and the last one. Okay, make sure you read those. Otherwise, you have no idea what the hell those numbers above and below the candles are. All right. Next I'm off to Miami. So if you are interested in coming out, I'll be speaking at this event, April 25th and 26th. I'm not sure what the agenda looks like. I believe I'm speaking on the 25th. Really looking forward to meeting Jim Rogers. Never met Jim Rogers before. I've met McAfee before, Flip. I met most of these people before, but really looking forward to meeting Jim Rogers. All right, so I'll be at this event. I'm on this list somewhere. There I am. So check that out. And let's look at the agenda. I have no idea what time I'm speaking, actually. I just need to do a Control F. There I am. I'm speaking at 12:20 to 12:50. Awesome. So there it is. Speaking right around lunchtime. That's actually exactly when I want to speak, even though this is when I have to get out of my trade. Oh, wait, I'm not sharing screen, am I? Damn it. I knew I forgot something. There you go. My bad. You haven't missed anything, though. There I am, speaking at noon at this Miami event. So here you go. So yes, I'm looking forward to meeting Jim Rogers. Like I said, you guys haven't missed anything. So in the Learn Trading section, this and this is most important, okay? Also check out the consulting section and the trading seminars. We're down to one. We're down to one official seminar left on my tour, the Miami seminar, which is actually in Fort Lauderdale, not Miami. So I probably need to change it on my website. It is up in Fort Lauderdale. It's just more convenient for most people and especially myself. Travel is getting too hectic. I need a break. So go ahead and check that out. All right. What else we got? Give me 1 second here. Okay, so Let's go to the charts. I mean, there's nothing else really. I'll get to my Twitter and a bunch of trolls in a second, but let's go to the charts. All right, so I guess the title of my the title of this video is I'm still bearish. Okay. Now, are there signs of bullishness? And the answer is yes. Would I attempt to be trading to the bull side right now? The answer is no. Now, everyone comes up with their own assumptions and their own view on things because we live in a world where 99% of the people that are talking to you publicly or privately, you're assuming that they're lying to you. So your assumption is that everything I say publicly or privately, I am also lying to you. And that's fine. I mean, you can make up your own assumptions of what I say. The reality of the situation is that I have not sold a single Bitcoin. In fact, I would love to sell some Bitcoin at these prices, but in Canada, I actually can't sell any because no one in Canada has American dollars, and I don't really need Canadian dollars outside of a few $100. So, but when it comes to US dollars, I am more than happy to sell it at these prices because I do not think this is going to last. Now, if it lasts, great. I'm still a hodler, right? So I have not sold any Bitcoin throughout the downtrend because I believe in Bitcoin long-term. As far as the short-term goes, I am more than happy to take some cash off the table. So that's kind of my view on it. So are there signs of bullishness? The answer is yes. There's two signs of bullishness right now. I'm looking at the weekly chart. We have, based on this trend line, we are breaking this trend line. And if we close here tomorrow, that is the first sign that we are ready to turn a bear market into a bull market. Another sign of bullishness is the fact that based on the sequential system, we have a green 2 trading above a green 1. That happened as of not that long ago, actually, as of $8,400 or so. Like, let's round up a little bit, right? So as of 8,400, we are bullish based on the sequential system. So if this is the only indicator you trade, and a couple of people that are former clients of mine, this is the only thing they trade. So if this is the only thing you trade, you are certainly bullish across multiple time frames, and you are in those trades, okay? I use more than this system, right? And right now we're bullish. I am, however, I don't like putting on bullish trades in a bearish environment. I'd rather wait. I'd rather try to time my bearish trades better, or I would wait for some kind of confirmation. So what am I looking for here? It's very, very possible that we can go as high as 10,000 and then pull back and test the 50-week moving average and this trend line one more time from the bottom. And if we can break out and then make a higher low, I would then consider the bull market a go. If I don't get my pullback, which I don't have to get, okay? Remember, this is weekly charts. This is the long-term view. If I don't get my pullback and we go straight up, when would I turn bullish? Probably around 12,000. And I'm just saying probably because I have no idea, right? I mean, I make a lot of these videos and I take it, you know, one day at a time. Now, there is a difference between trading and holding, which 90% of the people don't understand. And that difference is I can be as wrong as possible on my bearish view in that by end of year, we go to $100,000 per Bitcoin. And guess what? I will be a very rich man because I am holding on to Bitcoin. There is a difference between trading and holding, and most people just don't understand that. They just don't understand, right? I don't know how else to explain it to you guys. Most people that are trading Bitcoin are complete amateurs at trading. So I don't know what else I can say other than please go read all 3 of Ugly Old Goat's articles. They are probably the combination of 3 articles, like outside of Jimmy Song's articles. They're probably some of the best articles I've read all year, going back to last year, okay? Read Ugly Old Goat's articles. Just Google Ugly Old Goat on Medium, okay? He explains how he's a really good trader, better than me. He's a really good trader. And he says, hey, I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go. It can go to 2,000, it can go to 30,000, and you can do both of them this year, okay? And he's right. He's absolutely right, okay? And neither one of us know which one's going to do first. We can go to 30,000 and then 2. We can go to 2,000 and then 30. I'm expecting 2,000 before 30, but it can certainly be the other way around, okay? So for me, it's more about me looking at this chart objectively. And I've heard a lot of crazy comments like, this environment right now is completely different than 2014. Really? Not to me, it's not, because I was there in 2014. The amount of merchant adoption feels like it was greater in 2014 than it is now. To me, right now, it feels more like more merchants are dropping Bitcoin or are confused which Bitcoin to use or which crypto to use. And they're saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to accept 8 different cryptos. I'm just not going to accept anything. Okay. That's what it feels like to me in this current environment. In 2014, there was a lot more, how can I say it? A lot more consensus as to Bitcoin being the one and only blockchain. And in the current environment, there is a lot more fools that think that multiple blockchain can coexist, and people that think that Bitcoin can be overtaken by another crypto, right? Like, I don't really see the current environment as being more bullish for Bitcoin today than it was in 2014. I really, really don't. You can disagree, and that's fine. A lot of people will disagree, okay? Lightning is coming, but it's not going to be with us till, I'm hoping till the end of the year. So scaling isn't ready yet, okay? And like I said, when you have very prominent people convincing you to accept scams as payment methods, I think it's more of a problem for Bitcoin than a solution. In 2014, sure, there was Litecoin and there was, Darkcoin, which is now Dash. I didn't realize it was a scam back then. It certainly is now. There wasn't much else. There was Dogecoin. That was more of a joke. There weren't these, and here's the big difference, right? Here's the big difference. Back then, back in 2014, when, yeah, I should turn actually my camera was off. Back in 2014, none of these other scam cryptos, right? Like the Dash and, Litecoin is not really a scam, but all these other ones, there was no Steemit, there was no Zcash, there was no Bcash, there was no, I don't know, anything else, right? So basically, right now, because people are printing their own money, like with Litecoin, you're not really printing your own money. With Monero, you're not really printing your own money, right? So there aren't paid shills to sell you a currency that they've printed, right? Like Ripple wasn't actually being pitched, like there weren't paid shills, right? So anyone working for Zcash is a paid shill. Anyone working for Steemit or is promoting Steemit is a paid shill. Anyone working for Dash is a paid shill. Anyone working for Bcash is probably a paid shill, right? if you are working, if you are being paid by someone to promote a currency that they're printing, and though in Bcash it's a little bit different. That one is a, you know, like it's a little bit different, right? Because you're not really printing Bcash like you're printing Zcash. And the reason why I say you're printing Zcash is because Zcash skims 20% of the miners, so they're printing their own money for themselves, and then they can pay people to go out and promote it, right? Which is terrible, by the way. Same thing with Dash. I mean, Dash is printing money for themselves so they can pay, you know, shills. But in Bcash, you just have very rich people that are paying, you know, just hot models to go and promote Bcash, right? So you didn't have that. Like, you didn't have this kind of a social attack on Bitcoin in 2014. So if you ask me which environment was more optimal for Bitcoin to thrive, was it 2014 or 2017, 2018? I would say 2014. In addition, there was a lot more economic problems back in 2014 because we were just coming off of Cyprus. I really like, I don't know why, I should have talked about this later, but I guess I'm talking about it now early in the video. I don't even need my chart right now. I guess I'll go to the daily chart and then I'll talk about it after, right? Anyway, I'll just keep with my train of thought here. I hope this is useful for you guys. I'm not actually looking at the live chat or anything like that. I got a couple of people sending me questions, so we'll see how that goes. Let me pop out the live chat so it's bigger, and then I'll get back to discussing it. So once again, right? The environment in 2014, I felt, was a lot more Bitcoin optimistic than the current environment. Oh, well, like you still, like right now, everyone thinks that Ethereum is going to take over Bitcoin, and you know there's the Cardano people. Like, it doesn't end. It doesn't really end, right? But back then there weren't any of these people. Like back then, everyone was promoting Bitcoin. Like again, the Bitcoin dominance chart back then was like 90–95%. So way more people were trying to get everyone to spend Bitcoin. Today, that's not true. Today, the average, I would say if you randomly grabbed a crypto person, that person is selling you some garbage. That's a scam. So there is a 50-50 chance that the person trying to convince a merchant or a friend to get into crypto is not actually pitching Bitcoin. They're pitching a scam. They're pitching BitConnect. They're pitching OneCoin or Ethereum. It's all the same thing. But back then, everything was Bitcoin. And we still fell from $1,200 all the way down to $150 in what I felt was a better environment for Bitcoin to thrive. And that whole, like 2014, ended with the Greek crisis, summer of 2015, I know, but the bear market ended on the Greek crisis. And between Cyprus in 2013 and Greece in 2015, 2 years later, I can't believe it was 2 years between them, there was so much like economic problems in Europe, which is a first world country. And that's where I feel that Bitcoin will have the most use cases in first world, not in the third world. Well, again, I've talked about this in the past, doesn't really matter. But like right now, I mean, yeah, Trump is having this little, you know, hissy fit with China, but the overall economic environment now is a lot better than 2013 and 2014. And the stock market proves it because the stock market is at an all-time high. And back in 2013, 2014, the stock market was having a little bit of issues, even bigger than the issues now, even though we had a bigger, you know, single day drop and stuff. But the point is that people that say it's different now, it's really not that different. It's really not that different, okay? So I don't really feel comfortable in the current environment. Would I want to see Bitcoin go to 100,000? Of course I would, because all my income is in Bitcoin, and I'm forced to sell to pay bills. So I'm holding on to my crypto. It's in deep cold storage, right? I'm not risking it on any exchange. So So that's basically the reason why I remain a little skeptical that we're out of this mess. I will wait. Look, I would rather take on a perfect trade as a trader from 12,000 to 14,000 than risk a trade now and immediately be on a losing side of a trade. Okay. Now the irony here is all of the big time traders, I'm not going to name names, but you know who they are. The traders that I've mentioned on my shows over the years that I respect, almost all of them are bearish. That's the irony of it, right? And all of the amateurs that showed up like yesterday that are like, 25 and under, they're all bullish. So I'm going to stick with the experience here. And hey, the experience could be wrong, right? The experience could be wrong. The experience of Wall Street was certainly wrong about the real estate market, right? We can certainly be wrong, but I'm going to stick with the experience and not be all giddy about the new bullish trend. All right, let's get back to the chart since I still have the chart opened. Here's the daily chart. I was going through this yesterday in my workshop. I mean, I'm only looking at the latest candle. So it's a 3. Let me pull all the candles out. Let me adjust my indicator. Hey guys, so TradingView is still screwed up a little bit, and my indicator doesn't compile on brand new charts. So that means that I can't give this indicator to anyone for the time being because it's not going to work. Okay, wait, what did I do here? I think I went in the opposite direction. So it doesn't compile on new charts. So if you already have this indicator, you can go to here and go make a copy, and you can make a new chart and the indicator would work. But if you create a brand new chart or you don't have this indicator already compiled, it's not going to compile. They changed the way Pine code compiles, and our code is very advanced and it no longer compiles. So we're dealing with TradingView trying to fix the issue, okay? It's on their end. They have to undo the upgrade if it's a downgrade, or put the downgrade back into normal state. All right, where was I going with this? Oh, somebody also told me that I could make my cursor different. Hold on, let me try that. Background, cursor, crosshairs. Oh, cool. Let me make this blue. I don't have much blue on here. Let me make it deep blue. Does that do anything? That doesn't really do anything. Oh, probably because I have it closed. I don't like having like a cursor. Like, I'm not really sure what it does. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Sorry, guys. Oh, well. Nope. Thought it would do something. Anyway, so according to this indicator, right? Like, that's a tricky little one. I hate having a single price flip in the middle of a bullish trend. It kind of screws me up, right? So how close? No, it wasn't even that close, right? So that made this a 1. This made this a 2 above a 1. Now we have a 3. We got a couple of dojis in a row. We got a couple of dojis after a decent uptrend. You're stuck under the setup trend line, which has been critical in the past. I mean, look at the setup trend line here, and it held. And look at the setup trend line here. It broke it by like 2 days, and then it was all over. There was another setup trend line there that we never even touched, and now we have a setup trend line here. I'm going to, again, wait and see if we have another breakout. I'll think about it, but again, there's going to be another depth cross here between 128 and the 200-day. Like, everything here is overextended. If you want to take on short little bullish trades, that's fine. But on a daily time frame and weekly time frame, I am still very, very hesitant on any bullish trades. I just am, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with hodling. Nothing wrong to holding on to your Bitcoin. I mean, I'm happy. Hell, I'm trying to pay as many people I owe money to right now as possible because I was going to get really in trouble with some people that I pay a denominated in fiat, and the price of Bitcoin is going down. So I was very happy to, pay some consultants and stuff that I use for coding and other stuff and web design. Not my website, the new website. I'm very happy to pay them now at these prices. Very, very happy. And my spending right now is correlated with the price of Bitcoin being in the vicinity of 5,000 and lower. And if I'm wrong, great, then I just saved myself some money. All right. Oh, I did say I only have an hour for this because I got to check out of my Airbnb. So let's move on. So here's the daily chart. There's nothing really I can say. You've broken 1, 2, 3, no, 2. You've broken 2 points of resistance. You've broken above the 9. If you want signs of bullishness, sure. You have a green 2 based on the sequential trading above the 1. You've broken prior. You've broken over the 50-day moving average. You've broken over the prior swing high, but you never really back tested anything. There is absolutely no support. It is complete open air. And what I'm saying is, once there is a weakness in Bitcoin, and there's going to be weakness in Bitcoin sooner or later, once there is weakness in Bitcoin, there is absolutely no support, and there's absolutely no one short to take profit. There's nothing here. It's complete open air. It can drop from 8,000 to 6,000 literally overnight. I don't see anything here to cling to. It's just going to go straight down. If we get high enough, then you can start talking about significant support. But as of right now, I need to see a back test of something, because I'm sure in hell ain't going to take on a bullish trade and watch it get annihilated. That's not how I trade. That's how I've been able to survive in this trading game for 15 years. While others come and go, cocky as hell, and then they disappear in a year or two, and they never trade again. Okay. All right. I have like a couple of people doing questions for me. So, man, this thing is really kind of gets annoying. So I'm not really, I may or may not even get the questions. We'll see. All right. Shorter term charts. What is this? This is the 4-hour chart. Again, no pullback. I expected a pullback after this 9, take us to somewhere that gives you a nice entry, and there is nothing here. So we are, however, making a triangle, right? I mean, this is a pretty clean ascending triangle. I'm giving you guys, reasons to be bullish. I'm just not gonna, I wouldn't enter these trades. I would wait. See, in reality, I come from the traditional stock trading world. And in the stock trading world, right, there's always another fish. There is thousands of stocks for me to choose from. And I feel uncomfortable with a stock, I go find a stock that, I go find a stock that gives me a better probability of a trade. So here's your bullish triangle. And if you want to trade it, you absolutely could. You can also call this, a flag pennant, a bullish pennant. You can do that as well. Based on this triangle, where's your target? Well, what was the range of this candle? It was from 8,900 to 8,500, so $400. So there is a $400 target to the upside using the 4-hour charts. And this is a double top situation. So there should be another $400 pop. Would I take this trade? Maybe with like, a tiny, tiny, tiny position, because I'm not comfortable with it. No, that's not what I want to do. There is a target of $400 to the upside, like that, 5%. I mean, if you're a bull, I mean, that's your target, right? You're breaking out above now. You are looking at a new high close. So there you go. Let's go to the next time frame. What is this? 12 hours. 12 hours is yet on another 9 at the 200 period moving average. So again, I'm looking for a pullback. Do we have to get a pullback? No, we don't. And someone asked me a question about an intersection on an imperfected 9. I'll mention that in a second. And that's it. I can go to the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart has just given you a 9. I didn't hold it. It flipped to a 1, but it's still a 9. There is an intersection here. It just doesn't display because it wasn't actually a 9. It was a 1 at the end of the day, or at the end of the hour. But yeah, there is some signs of a pullback based on some 9s. But other than that, there is reasons to be bullish. Okay, let me answer the question from one of my clients. What does it mean to have an imperfected 9 on an intersection on an imperfected 9? So the intersection and the perfected imperfected 9 are totally independent. They have nothing to do with each other, right? So the perfected 9 occurs because the height of candle 8 or 9 is higher than candles 6 or 7. The intersection, which could take place on candle number 8 or on candle number 9, means that the price isn't running away. So how do you do that? So you look at candle number 8 and you look at the low of candle number 8 because of it's an uptrend. Everything is the opposite for the downtrend. You look at the low of candle number 8, and did the low of candle number 8 intersect candles 1 to 5 with price? And the answer is no. The highest point in candles 1 to 5 is the height of candle number 5, which takes place at 8556, let's say 8,560. The low of candle number 8 is 8,930, right? So the low of candle number 8 did not intersect anything older than 3 candles ago. But the low of candle number 9 intersected into the middle of candle number 6, because candle number 6 is 3 candles older than candle number 9. So the height of candle 6 is higher than the low of candle 9. That means, according to Tom DeMark himself, that means that it's likely that this 9 is will give you some downside then after, and you're not dealing with a FOMO situation. And on the flip side, you're not dealing with a waterfall crash situation. Now, that's how Tom DeMark explains it. And you can just Google this thing, right? Now, the way Larry Williams explains it, who may or may not have built the system before Tom DeMark, I need to do more research on that. The way Larry Williams explains it is a little bit differently, but the math to get the intersection is the same. He feels that you should not look for a countdown to the upside until the intersection has arrived. So he wants a break in the action before it goes higher. Now, as far as the perfected and imperfected goes, what's preventing this 9 from being perfected is the fact that candles 8 or 9 are not higher than candle number 7. And I don't really care if it's perfected or imperfected much. To me, there is a higher chance that you get a topping on a perfected 9 than on an imperfected 9, but it's not that much of a difference. This means that we'll probably have a higher probability of going higher, and this means we have a higher probability of a pullback. And we'll see how that happens. As you can see, off of this 9, we did take a 6 candle break off of the 12-hour candle. So we took 2 days off here, 2.5 to the downside. The 9 that took place on a 12-hour candle last 12 hours ago is probably less likely to give us a bigger drop. But you know what? These are doji candles. We have 200-day resistance and 12-hour period resistance. So we'll see what happens. Okay. It's the weekend. Gold hasn't done anything, and the stock market hasn't done anything. I did enter my traditional trades. I don't know if I want to talk about that or not. Let me, you know what? Let me do this. If you like my work and you want to support my work, I'm not even sure how many people are watching my work right now. Let me glance at it. Hey, 1,300 viewers. Thank you, guys. I'm assuming everything's good. I'm not really looking at the live chat or anything like that. If you like my work and you want to support my work, please check out the affiliate and referral section of my website. I'll try and make this look cooler on my website redesign, which I'll get to. And yeah, so most of them are discount codes: TourGuard, 50% off; BitMax, 10% off; Buy the Dip; shirts that I like to wear, 10% off; hardware wallets, I think it's like $5 off or something. Nothing crazy, but something, you know. But hey, use the links, you know, it makes me feel important. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. Do I really care about the trolls? Look, you know what? I don't really block anyone, but I think I'm going to start blocking people like by the droves. And here's why. Here's why I'm almost forced to stop blocking people. Now, for the same reason I was almost forced, to stop my comments on my YouTube videos. And people tell me that it's really bad that I have no comments on my YouTube videos because the YouTube doesn't promote your videos and they don't take you seriously if you don't have comments. But you know what? 90% of those comments were just garbage. They were just garbage. They were scammers pretending to be me, scammers trying to sell, you know, scams that aren't pretending to be me, inappropriate comments in general. And I have a pretty high tolerance for what is and isn't inappropriate. I have a really, those that know me, you guys know I have a really high tolerance. Considering how I call everyone an idiot and a scammer. So I have a really high tolerance. So it has to be like a really inappropriate comment. And the rest were just people complaining without any kind of real criticism. So maybe 5 or 10% of those comments were actually useful. And I do appreciate people thanking me for my work, but again, those comments, I'm looking for like real, like useful comments, and there just were almost no of those. So the problem with Twitter is that everyone has their own opinion of what I say, and everyone is pretty much lying. So I have people that are shouting that I've been short since 7,000, and people that are shouting that I've been on the wrong side of a bullish trade at 20,000, right? So both of those things can actually be true, but you're not taking the other side of it, right? So if you've only seen one of my videos in the last 3 months, you really should have no opinion. The only people that should have an opinion are people that watch 90% of my videos. If you don't watch 90% of my videos, then you really should have no opinion at all. And you shouldn't even be watching. So there you go. Let's look at some questions. Let me see. I had like 3 people writing questions to me, so let's see how useful this will be. All right, so I had like 3 people that were, oh, here we go. We got questions. Thanks, Ty. What % of your net do you recommend to hold in Bitcoin? It really depends. I don't. There is no number I recommend, right? If you have a family and a job or actually, like if you have a family and you have a lot of responsibilities and you have a lot of debt, I wouldn't recommend holding more than 20% of your net in Bitcoin. You know, if you're a single guy willing to take risks and you know that if Bitcoin goes to 0, you have other options, like myself, for example, I hold like 80, 90% of my net in Bitcoin. Like that's how much I believe in Bitcoin, right? So it's amazing how people are, you know, think that I'm some kind of a shill that wants Bitcoin to fall. Like, my net's not that big, but I'm Bitcoin, guys. And if it goes to 0, then I have other options. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't, right? I mean, it really depends. It's not about what percentage you should or shouldn't hold in Bitcoin. The question is, what happens to your life if the price of Bitcoin goes to 0, like tomorrow? the price of Bitcoin goes to zero, because this is going to happen to Ethereum. This is going to happen to Steemit. This is going to happen to Dash. Maybe not zero, but like $1, like $2, right? What happens to your life when those things occur? And this is why I don't hold any shitcoin, including Ethereum, because it can go to zero tomorrow with a much higher probability than Bitcoin going to zero tomorrow. And I hold the amount of Bitcoin that I'm comfortable with if it all goes to zero tomorrow. I'll be okay. Are you going to be okay? And that's how you judge how much Bitcoin you should be holding. All right, I talked about the intersection. No, I didn't sell any Bitcoin in 20,000. You know why? Because I'm not going to do that to my friends. I sell Bitcoin to people that I know. I don't sell Bitcoin to people that I don't know. And I'm not going to do that to my friends by selling them a $20,000 Bitcoin. Two of my friends were begging me to sell them Bitcoin at $16,000. And I sold them a little bit. You know, and I still feel bad about that because I knew Bitcoin was going to go down. I knew it was going to go back to under 7. But they were, you know, they were watching the price rise. They were asking me to buy Bitcoin at like 13,000, 14,000, and I was telling them to wait. And then they were really mad at me when it went to $16,000. So I said, fine, I'll sell you some. And then they were really happy when it hit 20. And now I'm like, I'm trying to avoid them, but they're trying to avoid me because they're like pissed, right? Like, no, I didn't sell any Bitcoin at 20,000 because I don't use banking institutions. Pretend I don't have a bank account. How am I going to sell Bitcoin if I don't have a bank account? Makes it very, very difficult. Okay. I am different than almost everybody else. Don't compare me to yourself. Okay. I have different standards of things. Next. If we go back to high interest rates when Bitcoin fall, no, I don't think interest rates have all that much. I don't think interest rates matter all that much when it comes to the stock market or when it comes to Bitcoin. They just don't, and I don't really have time to explain why on this episode. But stay tuned. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. Maybe me and Tyler will do an episode and talk about it. Next. It's a really long discussion. Can you do an episode on the TI indicators? Not really. I tried the presentations on your site, but they're so dense. Yes. I mean, guys, I can only give away so much free information. I gotta like monetize this somehow, right? So this is what you get. I mean, talk to anyone that has attended one of my workshops. Talk to people. I mean, those that purchased access to the TI indicator get like 6 hours of video of me explaining the TI indicator, right? I mean, there it is. I'm selling you education on the TI indicator. I give away enough stuff for free. I gave you all of the links to learn it. If that's hard, then you need my videos. And I'm sorry, that's not free. There are like some things you guys got to pay for. If you need advanced stuff, you got to pay for it. Can you please look at the XMR? All right. Yeah, somebody else asked me to look at Litecoin. All right, maybe I'll do that in a minute. Let me see the rest of the questions that don't require screen share. I don't believe in whales, but big smart buyers, bots, and together can make an avalanche. What do you make of the price? Yeah, I mean, look, guys, there's big buyers, there's big sellers, and there's always a bigger whale. There's always a bigger fish. There's always someone else that wants to do a big trade. I mean, stop making excuses for bad trades. Learn how to trade. Keep your risk low. Again, go read Ugly Old Goats articles about risk, about capital preservation. I mean, it's I even have like a video of Tom DeMark where he says, you know, you can have the best trading system in the world that is 90% accurate. If you don't understand risk management, you're going to lose all your money, right? I mean, if you're sitting there playing, I don't know, if you have, let's say, a loaded coin that you know is going to lend heads 90% of the time, but you double down and double down and double down, eventually you're going to lose all of your money, right? I mean, I can hand you a trading system that is like 90% of the time. If you're a shit trader, you're going to lose all your money. If you follow anyone else's public trades for free, like if you try to trade based on my videos, you will probably lose all of your money. That's not trading. You got to learn how to trade yourself. I learned after about 5 years of being an idiot that the only trades I need to make are the ones where the decision is 100% mine, not influenced by anyone, no matter what their history is. Next. Can you explain why it's not a bullish trend reversal with a bullish engulfing and a breaking of the weekly downtrend line? Well, because markets don't bottom like this. Again, let's go back to 2014. Or let's go to gold. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, pick your asset. Pick your asset that's coming off, oh wait, screen share. Oh wait, did I do screen share? Am I on screen share? So nope, I'm not on screen share. I got it. All right. Pick your asset. Can I do them side by side? I'm learning the side by side thing now. So here's gold on a weekly chart. Yeah, I think this might work, right? Trying to find a good timing mechanism. All right, I guess I'll try this. I will go to split screen here, and I gotta change this ticker. I'm new to doing it this way. I'm gonna change this ticker to BTC USD. And let's do Bitfinex because that's where my daily chart is. And now I'm going to change this to daily. And it should be my current daily chart. Okay. So I may have to like drop the indicator or something. So here is Bitcoin coming off the high. Here is gold. Let me make these bigger like that. And here's gold. So gold chart is weekly. The Bitcoin chart is daily because Bitcoin just moves faster. Okay, so here's gold, and here's Bitcoin daily. Here's gold weekly, right? So let's compare. So here are the tops, right? So we both hit a bubble top. Okay, here versus here. Okay, we fell fairly quickly, and we made a base, and you made this what looked like a triangle ready to collapse. What happened next? They both went into this bull trap here and here, okay? Made a higher high than the prior high than these two. There's two here, there's one here. A little different, not exactly the same. But look, you broke up and you made this bull trap, okay? This is the bull trap for Bitcoin. It's not actually like the same chart as my, anyway, it doesn't really matter. Like all my annotations are gone, but that's okay, right? And then what happened? Then we fell here and here. We went under the 50-day moving average. It all looks the same. And we fell way harder in gold initially. But we fell, so here, so if you compare this point here on the 16th of January with this point here on gold, and then we made another base and then we fell hard and made this low. And I guess this is the low here. We made this low a couple of times. Look how we broke above the 50-day and then still went back down to the base. We broke out above the 50-day, went down to the base. Then Bitcoin made this low here Now, is this low in gold, or is that low this low in gold, or this low in gold? Like, I don't know, right? But to me, gold is barely getting out of this bullish trend, barely, okay? Gold crossed its 50-day moving average for a good period of time. It went and hit this monster trend line, and then look how hard it pulled back. Bounced off of this Fibonacci line, went back to the trend line, and then finally broke out, okay? This is what I need. I need this monster pullback to give me a lower high, to even consider gold bullish. When am I going to be gold bullish? When we break out of this cup and handle right here. That's when I'm going to be bullish gold. Bitcoin is nowhere near this area yet. We're still either here or just getting out of here. So I know the audio podcast is probably going to be terrible in this episode. Sorry, guys, right? Because I'm comparing two charts next to each other. Now, this is Bitcoin versus gold coming off the bubble, or, you know, in phase 6 and 7, 5, 6, 7 of a hyperwave, however you want to call it, right? And this is a Bitcoin where the 50-day had crossed under the 200-day. That's this here. The 50-day crosses under the 200-day, right? Like, this might be where we're at with gold. Like again, look at the moving average crossover. Then we went lower, bounced into it. Look at the moving average crossover. Then we went lower. Now we're bouncing into it. I understand this is weekly and this is daily, but gold takes a lot longer to do something that Bitcoin does much faster. But it's the shape of things that are the same. Look how long the 50-day was under the 200-day. And even after it crossed over, look at the big fall that took place as we were crossing over, right? So like, Bitcoin is nowhere near that. Like, I'm still waiting for one of these. And if it doesn't take me lower than 6K, I'll be the happiest person in the world. But I need this. And then I need this consolidation. Like, I'm still not bullish gold. I'll wait. I don't care that I missed a gold bull from $1,050 all the way to $1,400. Whoop-de-doo. I missed a $300 gold bull market. And look, when did we bottom? In 2015, November 2015. We're still under 1,400. Okay, I was able to stay away from gold for the last 2.5 years. I didn't have to worry about this thing. But guess what? If I see a breakout in gold from 1,400, I'll gladly take a $400 gain from 1,400 to 1,800, and then I'll hold it through the all-time high. It'll be a high probability trade that I don't have to worry about. Okay, like, big deal. So you missed a $400 trade in gold. It wasn't, this thing could have turned down any minute. I'm going to wait till I'm confident in a bull market. I'm not going to time the bottom. Anyway, so now let me shoot. So I don't want to like change the gold chart. I guess this is one of the reasons why I don't like these things. Okay, so now I'm back in gold. I'm going to go back to double, and Bitcoin is still here. Okay, so I don't really, how do I like end this thing? Delete doesn't work. Yeah, so this is what I'm not sure about. Like, I want to change this and I want to change that, but I don't want to override my gold chart. That's the problem. This is still my gold weekly. So I'm going to close this, go back to gold. I'm going to save this gold chart, and I'm going to go to Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin daily. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go back to 2014. Let's go to 2014. Here we go. All right, there's my 2014 date. Oh, man. Something's wrong there. We have to reload my indicator. All right, so here's Bitcoin in 2014. Guys, you have no idea how many people called me an idiot and I didn't know anything that I was doing throughout all of 2014 and into 2015. I was calling for Bitcoin to go to $110 when Bitcoin was like $700. And everyone said that was impossible. And then when we bottomed at $150, everyone said how wrong I was because we didn't make it to 110. I mean, what do you want me to say? Here is, the charts are a little busy, but. So here it is, right? Look, we hit the top here and here. We initially fell. We then came back up, made a bull trap here and here. We then made a base. Here's the bull trap. We then made a base and we crashed kind of hard into this low. This low is not much different than this low. Then what happened? We made a slightly higher base. This time around, we went and made the same base. And then we had this monster breakout that everyone thought would take us back to the moon right here when we went from $450 all the way to $600 to $700. And when we formed this triangle, I said, holy shit, this thing is going to end in a very nasty way. And down we went, right? Do you guys have any idea how many people thought that they were going to be buying their Lambos because of this move here? Do you guys not see how massive this move is that took place about 3 months or less? What is this? May till June, 1 month. In 1 month, you went up 50%. So what does it look like now? We just went from about 6,500 up to almost 9,000, right? So yeah, that's also almost 50%. But the percentages are actually like, it doesn't even look that much. I mean, just compare how the charts look. By percentage, we should be at the top. But you know what? We can go even higher. We can go into this cross at 10,000 easily. And guess what? This is still pretty damn likely to happen, okay? You're gonna make a new high, you're gonna form a base, you're gonna make lower highs, and then you're gonna go down, okay? That's what happened. And all throughout, look, I was bullish here too, but when I saw this triangle at around $500–600, I went full out bearish. And I was bearish all the way. And then it did this. I was bearish into this point. I was bearish into this point. Hey, I was a little bit wrong, right? Now, this low and this low look a lot off, but you know what? They're off by about $40. The difference between this and this is 40 bucks, okay? That's 150, 164. I thought it went lower, different exchanges. On other exchanges, it went lower. And this is 110, okay? And yeah, I was bearish all throughout this period. And after this pop that broke out off the trend line. Are we breaking off the trend line, making this pop? Maybe, okay? Again, I can wait. I can wait. My time horizon is different than yours. I can wait, okay? All right, I don't have much time. Let me see if there's any other good questions. How do you treat a candle if its close value is the same as 4 candles beforehand? So we used to, what we used to do originally was, because the rules say it has to close higher than 4 candles earlier or lower than 4 candles earlier. So what we used to do is leave that candle with no number on it and just reset the count and make it nothing. And then the next candle is going to be a 1 in either direction. But we no longer do that. If the candle closes the same, we stay with the trend. So if it was going to be a green 3, if it closed higher, then it's going to be a green 3 if it closes the same. So that's how we treat it. And the same thing in the opposite direction. If it was going to be a red 3, if it closed lower, then it's going to be a red 3 if it closes the same. So it's now greater than or equals to with the trend. Next. Yeah, I mean, look, for the people that are willing to hold Bitcoin long-term and understand the technology of Bitcoin, my answer is always the same. You should have bought yesterday. Well, when will the next recession be? And will it be a light or a heavy one? I honestly don't know. I think it will probably be a heavy one, and I'm not expecting a recession for at least a couple of more years. I'm not expecting a recession during the first year of Trump's presidency. Next. How will Bitcoin perform in the recession? If the recession is not that bad, it'll perform amazing. If the recession is severe, like the 2008 crisis, Bitcoin can take a massive hit. What do you think of the Wyckoff trading system? I am not familiar with the Wyckoff trading system at all. I'm as familiar with the Wyckoff trading system as I am about the X's and O's instead of prices. I have absolutely no clue what that means. Tone, do you think Tether is going to zero eventually? Yeah, it has to. The Tether is going to end exactly the same as eGold ended. If you're not familiar with eGold, please use Wikipedia. Next, and thank you for your donation, Daniel. Tone, do you find it alarming that as soon as Bitcoin went up, everyone jumped back on the shitcoin bandwagon? I'm not finding it alarming. I find it, expected. In my opinion, we need to flush this element out of the market to be a true bullish. The only way the shitcoins are going to flush out of the market is if Ethereum blows up and takes every ICO with it, which I actually do expect. Next. Where do you see Bitcoin dominance in the next month? I don't know, probably 8% Bitcoin dominance. Guys, people want to be scammed. People want to buy shitcoins. People want to, send money to the publisher's clearinghouse. People want to invest in BitConnect. It's not my fault that the majority of people want to lose their money and then blame other people when their trades don't go their way. It's totally irrelevant where the Bitcoin dominance is, but I will tell you that the lower the Bitcoin dominance, the less likely Bitcoin actually is to get adoption. Because as Bitcoin dominance goes lower, more and more people are trying to convince merchants to accept their scam coin. And when a merchant accepts a scam coin that then scams them, that merchant will not be interested in accepting Bitcoin. So as the Bitcoin dominance continues to go lower, that's not a good thing for Bitcoin. But in the end, I don't care because I know that everything else is going to zero, right? Like 98, 99% of all of the .coms that were public that had money, they all disappeared. That's what's going to happen to all of these altcoins, right? And if your merchant decided to use some scam coin and put their money in it, why would that merchant then trust Bitcoin? Yeah. So look, I thought that after the Dow incident and when Bitcoin, after the whole Ripple when Ripple went to $5, I really thought Bitcoin dominance was going to come back, but then Bcash showed up and it's really screwing things up with, trying to steal the brand of Bitcoin. All right, I got to check out of this Airbnb in 5 minutes, guys. So this is not going to last too long. Can we consider 8,000 as a back test? I'm not. I need it lower. We could consider 8,000 as a back test if we go to 10 or 11K first. Sure. Do you think Mt. Gox was a big factor back then and we don't have Mt. Gox situation now? I don't think Mt. Gox was that big of a factor back then. I really don't. I think there was way too much irrational exuberance over the price of Bitcoin between the Senate hearings in November, and that seemed positive. And I don't think Mt. Gox had all that much to do with it. I really don't. Again, you can disagree. There is no catalyst that creates a top in the market. It doesn't happen. People just aren't willing to pay that kind of a price, and it goes down, and people stay scared until finally there's nobody left to sell. And I think there's still plenty of people left to sell. Bond yield curve. You know what? I'll look at it. Like I'm just busy traveling. When I'm home, maybe in a couple of, or maybe from Miami, when I have like a workstation and I'm not on the couch, you know, I'll take a look at it. I'm not going to answer why I think every altcoin is a piece of crap and only Bitcoin is worth investing in, because you must be new to my channel and there was 100 videos there and I've explained it in too many of them. So I'm not gonna patronize my regular viewers in explaining something that I believe is obvious. To me, here's the thing, right? If someone came to you and said, hey, this is the best company ever. This company is going to be better than Google in the next 4 years. They're going to eat Google's lunch. And you go, well, are they public? How much is their stock worth? Absolutely, it's public. Go buy this company right now. It's trading on a pink sheet. It's got an amazing price. It's worth about 8 cents. You can buy it right now. And I guarantee you that it will be better than Google. The market right now has decided that it's worth 8 cents a share, and Google is overvalued at $1,000 a share. But this company that's worth 8 cents, their innovation is so much better than Google's. They're going to crush them. That's an altcoin. That's an altcoin. Have you noticed the SPY weekly chart and the Bitcoin weekly chart look very similar? I have not, but I haven't, because I haven't looked. But that's it for questions, guys. I do have to end it here. Once again, I think I got through everything I wanted to get through. Once again, on a final note, I try to do this twice now, once in the middle, once at the end. If you like my work and you want to support my work, because it's all free on YouTube every day, and if you think you can do a better job, please start your own YouTube channel and make videos every day. You will realize what I go through. And please check out the affiliates and referral section of my website. Lots of discount codes, from BitMax to VPN services to TradingView, which is not yet a discount code. I guess I need to have another conversation with them. But please use the affiliate codes. It does help me out. All right. And I don't shill Steemit. I don't shill anything else that's going to get you scammed. All right. I only put affiliate codes to people I trust and companies that I like or used in the past. And if you have friends or family that want to learn the basics of Bitcoin, how to use a wallet, how to send transactions, how to use cold storage, please check out Brave the World website and my friend Julia Turiansky, who will gladly help people out in the basics of Bitcoin. Again, there's maybe 3 people in the world that I would trust to help you set up a private key, and she happens to be one of them. So check that out. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to stop screen share. I'll say goodbye to you all. I got a new HODL hat. Thank you. I still use the other one. This is while I'm here in Toronto, and this was given to me in Toronto. But I still like the other HODL hat. Lots of people are coming up with very creative HODL hats, and I will be back to have so many hats now to wear. But to the person that gave me this, thank you very much. And yeah, well, I gotta throw some more, gear. I gotta when I redo my website. So those that attend, oh, where's my other one? So those that attend my workshop in Miami, I should get this HODL hat. I finally, thank you, Sam, for putting this together. And finally, I know where to get these things. And those that attend my workshop in Miami, those that attended in Austin got one of these. And those that will attend in Miami, should get one. Let me, again, not promise something I can't deliver. If they get mailed in time to Miami, which I believe that they will, and everything goes smoothly, I'll be able to give these out to the people at the Miami seminar and be back to wearing this guy. Still my favorite, though. I really like the subtle one. Thanks, Sam. All right, guys. I will talk to you all on the next one.